Hello everyone. Having been chatting to some matrics about what they miss during this time, I realized that together we are probably all grieving. We miss connections with friends and relatives. We just miss the buzz of being with people, that contact. We miss physical touching and hugs. We miss real people because we're always on screens or Zoom or Teams or something. We also miss the buzz of malls and coffee shops, and some feel there's also a loss of sanity that's going on. Some of us have also lost real people, relatives and friends who may have died over this time. So how do I grieve and process all this? It's a lot. It's a lot of little deaths, and for some even big ones. There's a verse in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, it's verse 13, that goes like this. And Paul is addressing death. He said, I'm going to give you information that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope. In other words, we are to grieve with hope as God's children. What does that mean? Hope is not just a whistling in the dark and positivity and a desperate wishful thinking. Christian hope is one of the theological virtues: faith, hope, and love. And it's based in God, in reality. So I'm going to give you 3 P's that we hope in. We hope in God's power. He is sovereign, He's in control, and He does know what He's doing at this time. We hope in His presence, which He's promised to give us. His presence will be with us in all suffering, trials, and times we feel that we can't handle. And the 3rd P is we hope in His promises, which are steadfast. He never breaks faith with us. So those 3 P's we hope in are: we hope in His power, His presence, and His promises. If we do this, it leads to a lot more peace in grief. So to process this, I'm going to give you a spiritual exercise. If you could get quiet somewhere and allow the grief to come up and out of your heart. Maybe write it down, each thing. And then imagine Jesus sitting there next to you. And one by one, hand over those griefs. We're told in Scripture to daily cast your burdens onto Him because He cares for you. And after you've cast each one, cross it out and then put the paper down. Breathe, and now is your time of exchange. You gave over the grief, you're going to receive God's presence, any promise He wants to say to you in this time, and a recognition of His power, which leads to worship. It also brings us deep peace. So may you practice that, and may it bring release and increased peace in your life.